Okay, let's unpack this. In our increasingly digital world, the threat of cyber attacks isn't just a grim headline. It's a persistent reality for every business, every individual, every piece of technology we rely on. We've all seen those unsettling warnings, right? The pop-ups, the news about major breaches, it feels constant. But what if the very technology that seems to be creating new ways to attack could also be our most formidable defense? What if artificial intelligence, this force often met with both awe and maybe some apprehension, is actually the secret weapon in this escalating fight against cybercrime? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the evolving landscape of cybersecurity. We're specifically looking at how artificial intelligence is transforming it, moving it from just reacting into a proactive shield. We've meticulously sifted through a whole stack of sources, research papers, market analyses, sharp articles, and we've distilled the most crucial insights for you. Our mission today, to give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed on this critical subject, we want to reveal not just the what of these changes, but crucially, the why it matters to you and how it's shaping, well, our collective digital future.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is just how profoundly cybersecurity has transformed. I mean, really, in just the last few years. It's no longer merely an IT department's isolated concern, tucked away in a server room, managed by a few tech folks. It has rapidly climbed the ladder to become a fundamental business imperative, a top-tier boardroom agenda item. And it directly impacts a company's financial stability, its operational continuity, and maybe most critically, its long-term brand reputation. The why now behind this surge in focus and investment, it's compelling. It's driven by a threat landscape that's just more sophisticated, more pervasive than ever before. So throughout this deep dive, we'll first explore the escalating stakes involved, why cybersecurity has become such a high priority investment area. Then we'll move into the explosive market growth. That really signals just how vital this sector has become. And finally, we'll zero in on the game-changing role of AI, how it's not just enhancing things incrementally, but fundamentally reshaping our defense mechanisms. We'll delve into specific examples, dissect the strategies, the innovations of key players in this space, and really show you how AI is already making a tangible, impactful difference, keeping our digital world secure. It's a journey, really, from understanding the huge scale of the problem to discovering the cutting-edge solutions emerging to tackle it head-on.
So it's clear the stakes are rising exponentially. But what's fundamentally shifted cybersecurity from being, just an operational IT task to a top boardroom priority? What exactly are companies truly up against in this complex, often volatile digital battlefield? It feels like hardly a week goes by without another big breach story.
Exactly. You're hitting on a critical point about this evolution. Historically, yes, cybersecurity was often seen as operational overhead, a necessary cost, managed almost exclusively by IT. The focus back then, mostly perimeter defenses, firewalls, basic antivirus software, designed like static forts against known threats. It was important, sure, but it rarely gained CIO's attention or dominated strategy meetings. But the current reality has completely flipped that script. We're not dealing with the relatively simple viruses of the early internet anymore. Today, it's a relentless barrage. Constant, highly sophisticated cyber attacks, orchestrated by all sorts of actors, organized criminal syndicates, nation-state sponsored groups with huge resources, even individual rogue hackers. And these aren't minor inconveniences. They are direct assaults on a company's existence, threatening everything from financial health to public trust. Our sources paint a pretty stark picture of this diverse and increasingly complex threat landscape. Take ransomware, for instance. It's evolved into this pervasive, paralyzing weapon. We've all heard the grim stories. Malware gets in, encrypts critical data, holds it hostage until a payment, often in crypto, is made. Imagine your entire business just stopping. Manufacturing lines dead, healthcare systems dark, supply chains broken, customer service gone, financial transactions frozen. It's not just data loss, it's a complete operational freeze. Turning a business into a digital ghost town overnight, the pressure to pay, immense, when the alternative looks like total collapse. Then there are phishing schemes. They've grown way beyond those old clunky spam emails. Now they're incredibly sophisticated. Hyper-personalized emails, texts, even phone calls, expertly crafted to trick people into giving up sensitive info, logins, financial details, corporate secrets. These attacks often exploit human psychology, not just system flaws. And the sophistication is scary. Deep fakes, AI voice impersonations, mimicking execs or colleagues, making them incredibly hard to spot. Just one wrong click, one moment of letting your guard down can open the door to the entire network, leading to devastating breaches. And of course, the big one, Major data breaches, they loom large. We've seen countless high-profile examples, right? Across every sector. Cybercriminals getting into vast databases, exposing millions of customer records, names, addresses, credit cards, health data, or a company's invaluable intellectual property, trade secrets, R&D, even classified info. The fallout is immediate and just far-reaching. And these consequences go way beyond just operational disruption. The tangible impacts are profound. First, the major financial losses. They can be astronomical. We're talking direct costs for system repair, recovery, hiring expensive forensic cybersecurity experts, huge legal fees from lawsuits, and those crippling regulatory fines from bodies like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, or similar acts globally.
Those fines can be massive.
Right.
Like based on global revenue.
Exactly. A single GDPR violation can hit up to 4% of a company's annual global turnover. For big corporations, that's billions. Amazon got fined over $880 million under GDPR. It shows the scale. And yes, sometimes companies do pay the ransom despite the ethical issues because the cost of downtime is even worse. But maybe even more damaging, and definitely longer lasting, is the brand damage. Losing customer trust. That's the most insidious consequence. So hard to recover from. A major breach leads to this avalanche of negative publicity. Spreads globally in hours, erodes confidence, drives customers away, maybe for good. That fractured reputation can take years, decades even, to rebuild, directly hitting future sales, partnerships, market share. It can be a death knell. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really forces us to consider something fundamental. Think about a brand you implicitly trust with your personal data. Your bank, maybe. Your main online store. Your doctor. How would your perception of that brand, your willingness to keep using them, fundamentally change if they announced a massive data breach exposing your information? This raises that important question. What is the true, maybe immeasurable cost of trust in our digital age? And what are companies willing to invest to secure and maintain it? It's really not just about compliance anymore. It's about survival and reputation.
That's a profoundly relevant question. And it really hits home how deeply personal these digital risks have become for all of us, not just big businesses. It's so clear the imperative to protect our digital assets is just growing and growing. Given these rising diverse risks, it's completely understandable why companies are pouring immense resources into defense, recognizing it's not just data protection, it's safeguarding their very ability to operate.
Yeah.
But when we talk about pouring resources, the sheer scale of this industry, it paints an incredible picture of growth. How big is this market, really? What kind of numbers are we actually looking at?
It truly is astounding. Our sources, particularly Fortune Business Insights,
They provide some genuinely eye-opening figures. They really underscore the immense scale and trajectory here. The global cybersecurity market, it's projected to surge from an already substantial $193.73 billion in 2024 to incredible $562.72 billion by 2032.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
It is. And to give you some perspective on that growth, this represents a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 14.3%. Now, that is rapid, sustained growth over nearly a decade. This isn't some short-term trend or a fleeting surge. It indicates fundamental, powerful market forces at play. We're talking about an industry projected to nearly triple in size in less than 10 years.
Triple in under a decade.
Exactly. That kind of expansion is a clear, undeniable sign of immense continuous demand and strategic long-term investment being poured into this vital sector. It speaks volumes about how critical cybersecurity has become globally. So what's fueling this explosive expansion? Our sources point to several distinct but interconnected key drivers. Firstly, there are the stricter regulations emerging worldwide. Governments are implementing much more stringent data protection and privacy laws. We mentioned GDPR and CCPA, but we're seeing similar, sometimes even tougher, legislation taking root across Asia, Latin America, other regions. And these aren't just suggestions. They carry significant penalties. Non-compliance leads to hefty fines, like we discussed, billions potentially. This regulatory pressure forces companies to invest proactively, substantially, in robust cybersecurity. It's not just best practice, it's a legal and financial imperative. Secondly, the complexity of IT systems is just skyrocketing at an unprecedented pace. Businesses aren't just operating their own data centers anymore. They've embraced cloud computing, public, private, hybrid clouds. That distribution complicates security immensely. Then there's the proliferation of IoT, the Internet of Things. Billions of connected devices, factory sensors, wearables, smart home tech constantly collecting and sending data, each one a potential entry point.
Right, the whole remote work thing adds another layer too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The pervasive shift to hybrid and remote work models means employees access corporate networks from diverse, often less secure, home setups, personal devices. All of this expands a company's digital footprint exponentially, creates a vastly larger, more porous attack surface, so that traditional perimeter defense, like a single firewall for an office. It's just insufficient when the perimeter is basically everywhere and nowhere at once. It's like guarding a fortress with constantly shifting walls and new gates appearing daily. And finally, the third major driver, perhaps the most fundamental, the inherent and increasing need to guard sensitive data. That phrase, data is the new oil, never been more accurate. For modern businesses, data is their most valuable asset, their competitive edge, their operational lifeblood, their customer trust. This includes customer personal info, financial records, health data. It includes a company's invaluable intellectual property, trade secrets, algorithms, R&D, and the critical operational data that keeps the whole business running. Protecting this data isn't just good practice, it's paramount. For competitive advantage, compliance, avoiding catastrophic losses, the stakes couldn't be higher. Our sources highlight companies like Palo Alto Networks, PanW, Zscaler, ZS, and CrowdStrike, CRWD. There are already significant established players capitalizing hugely on these trends. They deliver the advanced tools needed for these modern threats. They represent the current vanguard in this rapidly expanding, absolutely essential market, setting the benchmarks.
Okay, so we're talking an industry that's not just massive, but expanding incredibly fast, driven by this clear, almost existential need. And you mentioned that traditional tools are really struggling to keep pace with the sheer speed and sophistication of these new threats. So what's the definitive answer then? How is AI specifically stepping in to fill that critical gap? How does it fundamentally change the game in cybersecurity? Because it sounds like we can't just throw more human analysts at this. The scale, the speed,
Right.
it's just too much for human capacity alone, right?
You've precisely articulated the core challenge there. The problem is that today's cyberattacks are smarter, faster, more evasive than ever. They aren't static. Many are polymorphic. They constantly change their digital fingerprint to evade signature-based tools. They also exploit zero-day vulnerabilities, those unknown software flaws that haven't been patched yet, making them invisible to conventional defenses. Traditional, signature-based security tools, they rely on recognizing known threat patterns, known malware signatures. They are inherently reactive. They're mostly effective against yesterday's threats, but struggle massively with new, evolving, or custom polymorphic threats. It's like having an alarm system that only goes off after the intruder has broken in, stolen something, and left a specific, known calling card.
By which point the damage is already done.
Exactly. By the time a new signature is identified and distributed, a new variant might already be causing havoc across networks globally. This is precisely where artificial intelligence transforms cybersecurity, from that reactive posture into a proactive, intelligent defense system. Its capabilities are a fundamental game changer. It addresses that scale and speed problem directly. First off, AI excels at data analysis at an unprecedented scale. Just consider the sheer volume of data in any enterprise network every second. Petabytes of network traffic, millions of login attempts, logs, emails, threat intelligence feeds. Humans simply cannot process all that in real time to spot tiny anomalies or brewing threats. AI, however, can ingest and analyze these vast volumes, far beyond human capacity. It identifies subtle patterns, behavioral anomalies, complex correlations indicating a threat, even if it's never been seen before. It's like having an army of millions of highly trained analysts working 24/7, never tiring, connecting dots across datasets invisible to the human eye. This capability shifts the entire paradigm. Second, this analytical power enables that critical shift. AI moves cybersecurity from being fundamentally reactive to powerfully proactive. Instead of waiting for a breach and then containing the damage, like responding after the house is already on fire, AI can detect potential threats before they escalate. It identifies early warning signs, minute deviations in user behavior, unusual network connections, suspicious file access patterns suggesting an attack is starting. This is the fundamental paradigm shift. Moving from incident response to true incident prevention. Imagine stopping a sophisticated phishing attempt before the email even hits an inbox, or isolating a compromised system before ransomware spreads, neutralizing the threat in its infancy. And third, the sheer pace and dynamism at which threats emerge today absolutely necessitates automation. New vulnerabilities are found daily, new attack methods developed hourly, often by AI-assisted adversaries themselves. Relying solely on human intervention for detection and response, it's just unsustainable, leaves organizations perpetually playing catch-up. AI is presented as the most promising, really the essential way to address this. It enables rapid identification and neutralization of threats without constant human intervention. An AI AI system can spot a suspicious login, assess its risk by cross-referencing behavior and threat intel in milliseconds, then automatically block access, quarantine a device, or alert an analyst with prioritized info, all before a human could even finish reading the initial alert. This automation is crucial for operating at the speed of modern cyber warfare.
Okay, so AI spots things humans can and does it way faster, fundamentally shifting us from always playing catch-up to actually getting ahead of the curve. That really does sound like a game changer for cybersecurity, far beyond just adding a new feature. It's like re-strategizing defense entirely.
Yeah.
So which companies are really putting AI to work in these advanced ways? Who are the pioneers truly leveraging these capabilities to make a significant difference in this booming market?
Our sources consistently highlight companies like CyberArk, CYBR, Fortinet, FTNT, and Okta, OKTA. They are indeed leaning heavily into AI, not just as a buzzword, but embedding it into the core of their platforms, fundamentally upgrading their ability to detect, analyze, and respond more quickly, more intelligently. This strategic integration of AI doesn't just make their products much more valuable for customers, it also gives them a stronger, more defensible market position in this incredibly fast-moving industry. They're building the next generation of intelligent digital defenses.
All right, let's take a closer look then. Let's focus on these three companies highlighted in our sources, the ones truly pioneering AI integration in cybersecurity. Let's unpack their unique approaches, their innovations, and discuss why they're standing out in this market that's not just booming but constantly evolving.
Absolutely. Let's start with CyberArk, CYBR. Their core focus is primarily on identity security solutions. And in modern cybersecurity, identity isn't just a component, it is the new perimeter. It's no longer just about protecting the network edge. It's about rigorously securing who or what has access to what resources, no matter where they are. CyberArk is particularly strong in securing privileged accounts, those super sensitive accounts with elevated access. If compromised, they basically give an attacker the keys to the kingdom. Catastrophic potential. And CyberArk is strategically leveraging AI to significantly strengthen its leadership in this critical identity security space. It's not just an add-on. AI is central to their core offering, their vision. A key innovation here is their secure AI agent solution. This directly tackles the growing risks posed by AI-driven machine identities. Think about it. As AI agents spread chatbots, handling customer data, automated processes doing financial transactions, autonomous systems accessing databases, they all need authentication, access. Securing these non-human identities is rapidly becoming just as critical, maybe more so than securing human access.
Wait, machine identities? That sounds like a concept that might be new to many. What exactly does that mean? We're clearly not just talking about humans logging into email anymore, are we? It sounds like a whole new layer of complexity.
That's an excellent and crucial question. It highlights a fundamental shift. Machine identities refers to any non-human entity needing to authenticate itself to access systems, data, applications. These are the digital credentials used by automated processes, software bots, IoT devices, containerized apps in the cloud, or even those new sophisticated AI agents designed to autonomously interact with multiple systems. As these AI agents and other non-human entities proliferate, securing their access becomes incredibly critical. Maybe even more so than human access.
Why more critical?
Because machine identities often operate at a scale and speed humans just can't match. A compromised human account might lead to a limited breach. But a compromised machine identity, especially with broad access, it could potentially automate a massive attack across an entire enterprise in milliseconds, or steal huge amounts of data before anyone even notices. CyberArk is really positioned at the forefront here, protecting both human and non-human access. They recognize the attack surface is expanding dramatically beyond just user accounts. To manage this complexity, CyberArk's unified platform offers a suite of AI-enhanced capabilities, like AI-specific discovery, finding and mapping all these machine identities, even hidden ones. It provides sophisticated privilege controls, ensuring machine identities follow the principle of least privilege, only the bare minimum access needed, limits damage if compromised. It enables lifecycle automation, managing these identities from creation to secure deactivation, proper management throughout. And crucially, it provides robust governance, maintaining compliance and oversight over these automated entities, making sure they stick to security policies. This innovative AI-driven approach, plus strategic acquisitions like Venafi, Machine Identity Management, and Zilla, Identity Access Governance, really enhances CyberArk's ability to consolidate solutions and drive multi-product adoption, offering a truly holistic end-to-end solution. So, as organizations move toward more agentic AI, where AI systems act more autonomously, needing sophisticated machine identity management, CyberArk is uniquely positioned. This focus on AI improves their customer value proposition, makes customers more secure. It also expands their addressable market significantly, supports sustainable long-term revenue growth for this Zacks rank #1 strong buy company. The big takeaway: CyberArk is tackling the foundational security challenge of an AI-first world. Who or what gets access? Okay, next up, let's dive into Fortinet, FTNT. Fortinet is a global leader in network security, offers a vast, comprehensive suite of solutions. Their portfolio includes everything from advanced next-gen firewalls, way beyond old packet filters, to robust endpoint security protecting individual devices. And crucially, a powerful backbone of AI-driven threat intelligence underpinning it all. A key differentiator for Fortinet: their consistent ability to provide high-performance security solutions at a lower total cost of ownership compared to many competitors. This makes them exceptionally attractive for enterprises needing robust cybersecurity but also being very budget conscious. Offering top performance without the huge price tag is compelling.
High performance at a lower cost. Like, that's perpetually the holy grail in tech, isn't it? Especially in complex areas like cybersecurity. How they actually manage that, and what's their specific AI angle enabling it? Is it just efficiency or something more?
That's a very astute observation. They achieve this through something they call the Fortinet security fabric. It's not just a product collection, it's a deeply integrated, highly automated platform. All their security functions communicate, share real-time threat intel. This cohesive approach, plus optimized hardware-software design like their custom security processors that speed up analysis, allows for superior performance efficiently. And their AI angle is absolutely central to this. Their FortiAI platform uses deep learning to automate threat detection and response at speeds impossible for humans. The goal: reducing the time it takes to identify and neutralize cyber threats down to seconds or milliseconds. Critical because attack speed often outpaces human reaction. FortiAI analyzes vast data streams, network traffic, user behavior, threat intel in real time, instantly spots anomalies or known attack patterns, then automatically triggers countermeasures, blocking traffic, isolating devices, rerouting flows, often without initial human intervention, minimizes the attacker's window. Furthermore, Fortinet integrates AI-driven analytics deeply into its FortiGuard security services. These provide a continuous global stream of updated threat intelligence to all Fortinet products. Leveraging AI within FortiGuard enhances their predictive threat intelligence capabilities, meaning they're not just reacting, they're proactively analyzing global threat data, spotting emerging trends, new malware, even anticipating novel attack vectors before they're widely used. This shifts the defense towards foresight, prediction, prevention, building defenses before attacks even materialize. From a business standpoint, Fortinet consistently delivers profitability and robust free cash flow, strong financial health. Their expanding market share reflects demand for their AI-enhanced solutions, especially among enterprises wanting high performance at competitive prices. With a solid balance sheet, strong R&D and AI security, and a Zacks rank #2 buy, Fortinet is a compelling choice for organizations wanting effective, efficient protection. And for investors tapping into cybersecurity's growth, the core takeaway for Fortinet: delivering powerful, AI-driven network security that keeps pace with threats while being cost-effective. Finally, let's explore Okta, OKTA. Okta specializes in identity and access management, or IAM, their fundamental mission: help enterprises ensure the right users, employees, contractors, partners, customers have secure access to the right resources at the right time under the right conditions. Sounds simple, maybe, but in complex enterprise environments with thousands of users, hundreds of apps, shifting access points, managing identities securely is a huge and critical task. And Okta is significantly ramping up its AI capabilities, staying not just ahead but several steps ahead as digital identities get exponentially more complex. With machine agents, bots, generative AI needing secure access too, it's a whole universe of entities now. Their latest big innovation, identity threat protection with Okta AI, really shows their deep AI integration. It seamlessly integrates machine learning and sophisticated behavioral analytics to assess identity risks in real time, 24/7. An active, always-on vigilance system that learns.
So how does that work in practice? What does it actually monitor?
It continuously monitors a vast array of signals: user behavior patterns, device context, and login patterns. Think of it as an incredibly smart digital detective. It learns a user's typical login times, locations, devices, access requests. If suddenly a login comes from a new country at 3 a.m. on an unfamiliar device or tries to access super-sensitive data they never touch, Okta AI flags that instantly as suspicious, looking for subtle deviations from normal behavior. This enables adaptive access policies that respond dynamically and instantaneously rigorously to risk signals. Access can be granted if safe, challenged with MFA if risky, or revoked entirely if critical, all in milliseconds. It's dynamic, context-aware security adapting in real time. A particularly noteworthy focus for Okta looking forward is protecting non-human identities, NHIs, and the developers building secure agents, aligning with that growing concern over machine identities like CyberArk. Our sources clarify NHIs include service accounts, shared accounts, machines, and tokens. Credentials used by apps, microservices, scripts, not directly by humans. The problem: NHIs often operate outside traditional human identity governance frameworks. They can be created, used, forgotten without proper oversight, leaving big security holes if not managed rigorously. They might have broad access, operate silently, very attractive targets.
Right. Those forgotten accounts with high privileges sound like a nightmare waiting to happen.
Exactly. Okta addresses these NHI vulnerabilities with specialized solutions like Identity Security Posture Management and Okta Privileged Access. These tools help organizations discover, manage, and continuously secure these non-human accounts, ensuring they also follow strict access controls, get rotated regularly, monitored constantly for suspicious activity. This focus on NHIs raises that important question again. If we struggle with human hackers, what happens when autonomous AI agents, maybe weaponized, start interacting across systems without proper controls? NHIs are a rapidly growing, often overlooked attack surface. Securing them is paramount. Okta is tackling this head-on. From a market view, Okta ended Q1 fiscal 26 with about 20,000 customers. Significant footprint. What's really compelling is customers with over $100 in annual contract value grew 7% year over year to 4,870. Shows broad adoption and high-value enterprise engagement, growing traction with Fortune 500 clients and expanding addressable market. Makes the Zacks rank #2 buy stock a compelling long-term player in identity security, especially as the world relies more on complex digital identities. The core takeaway for Okta: cutting-edge use of AI and behavioral analytics for real-time identity security, protecting both humans and the growing world of non-human agents.
So we've really taken a deep dive, unpacking the individual strengths, the unique AI-driven approaches of CyberArk, Fortinet, Okta, each tackling a crucial part of the cybersecurity puzzle with cutting-edge tech. But bringing it all together, what does this entire landscape mean for the bigger picture of cybersecurity? And more importantly for us, digital citizens, businesses, just navigating this increasingly complex world. How do these pieces fit together to redefine our security future?
This brings us to the broader implications, and it's perhaps the most significant takeaway here. The core insight is that AI enables this profound paradigm shift, from reactive defense to proactive, predictive security. For decades, cybersecurity was mostly about building bigger walls, responding after breaches, cleaning up the mess. AI fundamentally alters this. It allows anticipation, prevention, over just damage control. This means drastically reducing the attacker's window of vulnerability, significantly lessening the impact of attacks when they do happen. It's about shifting from perpetually playing defense, always a step behind, to effectively playing offense, detecting threats before they even become incidents, disarming the bomb early. Secondly, reinforced strongly by CyberArk and Okta's strategies, the centrality of identity cannot be overstated in this new AI-driven landscape. Human user logging in, autonomous machine identity, accessing cloud resources, securing every single access point is paramount. That traditional network perimeter idea, increasingly obsolete as data and operations move to the cloud, users work from anywhere. Security now revolves around controlling and verifying every identity, every device, every non-human identity. If you control who or what gets in and what they can do, you effectively control the system. AI provides the scale and intelligence needed for this granular, real-time control. Thirdly, the significant economic and strategic impact. That massive market growth we talked about, nearly tripling in under a decade, isn't just a number. It's a clear signal of global necessity, a powerful economic driver fueling innovation, jobs, huge investment. For businesses, investing in AI-powered cybersecurity is rapidly becoming less a choice, more a fundamental survival imperative. It's not just compliance, it's core to competitive advantage, operational resilience, long-term viability against relentless threats. Embrace it to lead, ignore it, and be vulnerable. As for the future landscape, we can certainly expect continued intense innovation. It is, without doubt, an ongoing arms race. As AI gets more sophisticated for defense, it will inevitably be weaponized for attack, too. Boundaries push relentlessly on both sides. AI-powered cybercriminals developing new, elusive methods. AI-powered defenders building ever more intelligent countermeasures. A perpetual cycle of innovation and adaptation. However, Fortinet's strategic approach offers some optimism. High-performance AI security might become more broadly accessible. By offering cost-efficient, robust solutions, they help democratize advanced defenses, making cutting-edge security available beyond just the largest enterprises. This widespread availability is crucial for strengthening the overall digital ecosystem, creating a more secure collective future.
This deep dive has truly highlighted how AI isn't just a tech buzzword in cybersecurity circles. It is fundamentally, irrevocably changing the entire game. It's about staying not just one step ahead, but multiple steps ahead in this rapidly evolving digital landscape. It's about leveraging cutting-edge intelligence to protect our digital lives, safeguard our businesses, and crucially, ensure the ongoing trust that underpins our increasingly complex, interconnected world. It's a critical evolution touching everyone who uses technology. We've thoroughly explored why cybersecurity is such a critical global priority, unpacked how its market is exploding in unprecedented ways, and shown you how artificial intelligence isn't just a tool, but a truly transformative force. With companies like CyberArk, Fortinet, and Okta leading the charge in new, incredibly innovative ways to protect us all, it's a fascinating and absolutely essential evolution to understand.
Indeed. And as we acknowledge that AI will become increasingly central to both cyber attack methods and cyber defense strategies, this inevitably raises an important, complex question for us all to consider. What ethical considerations emerge when autonomous AI systems are granted this ever-growing power to detect, respond to, and potentially even neutralize threats without constant, direct human oversight? What level of trust do we, collectively, place in the machines guarding our digital fortress? And how do we ensure accountability, prevent unintended consequences as these systems become more self-reliant? It's a crucial balance we'll all be navigating.
That's certainly something profound to mull over as we all navigate this rapidly evolving digital frontier. We sincerely hope this deep dive has given you a much clearer picture and a significantly deeper understanding of this crucial and dynamic topic. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and always stay curious.